everyone in the game knows that Chicago rapper Lil Durk Banks has a cold reputation on the street for pulling some of the wildest moments in the game. Well, not everyone knows that some of these moments were captured on camera.
See Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the victim.
Here are some of Lil Durk's wildest moments caught on camera. But first, let me tell you why he did all that crazy stuff. Everything he did for V in the industry. When it comes to the game, we can say there are regular rappers, and there are rappers like Lil Durk who are hungry to live the violent gang-related lifestyle they rap about. Lil Durk is that rapper in his lyrics. He tries to express some gruesome and wild scenarios he had experienced or caused someone to experience. However, shockingly, some of Lil Durk's wild moments were captured on camera, and guys, those moments are not for the faint-hearted. In a not-so-shocking turn of events, most of Lil Durk's wildest moments happened when he was with his friend and twin Kingvon, or it's about Kingvon, or for Kingvon. The thing is, before Kingvon got killed in 2020, the twins used to go about the hood doing extremely shocking and wild things for the sake of the game. In 2019, for instance, Lil Durk's career was under legal threats when his name alongside Kingvon was the subject of the headlines concerning the shooting of 23-year-old Alexander Weatherspoon. In a shocking turn of events, Georgia police said they have video footage showing rapper Lil Durk's hand through the window of his car, letting out shots in front of the varsity. The incident was captured by different CCTV cameras, which provided different angles of one of the rapper's wildest moments. Here is the gist. In 2019, the Chicago native, whose given name is Durk, Derek Banks, was charged with criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, participation in a criminal street gang, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon by Atlanta police in connection with the February shooting outside of the varsity. Although Lil Durk denied the allegations and proclaimed his innocence by turning himself into the police, authorities did not take his word. However, before he turned himself in, police had a warrant for the rapper's arrest for his involvement in a shooting outside of a restaurant in February 2019, during which 23-year-old Alexander Weatherspoon was shot in the thigh. Have you heard the widespread story about the case that nearly put Lil Durk and Kingvon behind bars forever? Let me give you a little backstory. Although Kingvon and Lil Durk knew each other on the streets of Chicago from a long time ago, unlike Durk, Kingvon did not join the rap game until his time was right. When he joined the game, Lil Durk, who was already buzzing in the industry, signed him, and together they began to conquer the game. However, things took a crazy turn when the duo were reported to be the prime suspects in an attempted murder case where they robbed and killed a dude in Atlanta. According to news reports, in the early hours of February 19, 2019, Durk and Von were hanging out in front of a cigar lounge when they got into an altercation with a man named Alexander Weatherspoon, and somehow the dude caught a bullet in the thigh. Although authorities have not explained the relationship between Durk and Weatherspoon, witnesses told police they saw the victim in verbal dispute with a man shortly before the gun was fired. Let's hear what this eyewitness has to say about the incident. When I hear gunshots, it's a whole another sound, so I don't hear voices. I hear bullets. I just say bodies fall. In a shocking turn of events, despite turning himself, claiming he had nothing to hide and nothing to run from during probable cause hearing on Friday, June 14, 2019, police detectives claim to have video evidence that shows Lil Durk firing a weapon while driving back on February 5 at the Varsity restaurant. Apparently, the incident was reportedly captured on surveillance cameras from multiple businesses, and a detective who testified in court claimed you see Mr. Banks' arm out the window, firing several shots at the victim towards the victim. The detective told the judge that on that night, Lil Durk and Kingvon hung out in a club, after which they went to the studio to make music. By dawn, they got into a feud with Alexander Weatherspoon, a person police claimed Lil Durk and Von knew Weatherspoon was shot in the thigh and reportedly had a gold chain, a car, and $30,000 stolen from him. During the incident on that day, a judge ruled that the court had found probable cause to charge Lil Durk and his co-defendant, rapper Kingvon, with 5 felony charges that include a criminal attempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, unlawful association with a criminal street gang to conduct, participate in the crime, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. However, fortunately, in 2022 news reports captured that the charges against Lil Durk in connection to the 2019 shooting in front of the Varsity were dropped. Lil Durk's attorney released a statement in that regard, saying, while it took 3 years for the state to make the right decision, in the end, the right decision was made, and Mr. Banks can finally put this event behind him. Unfortunately, but not shockingly, shooting a gun at someone was not Lil Durk's only wildest moment that was captured on camera. While the Chicago native rapper was still grieving the demise of his friend and business partner kingvon, he was performing at a show in the Netherlands, and something particularly crazy happened. In the most disrespectful turn of events, a fan, or better to say, someone from the crowd, started to audibly diss kingvon with the intention to provoke Lil Durk. Then this happened. Lil Durk notified his security about the guy and requested that the guy come on stage. As soon as the dude approached, Lil Durk appeared to be whispering something to the guy as though trying to understand the dude's motive. Then, in a crazy turn of events, Lil Durk, alongside with his security, shoved and pushed the guy off the stage aggressively. After the incident, some fans were disgusted with Lil Durk's behavior, while some were solidly behind him for putting a disrespectful fan in his place. However, one thing was made clear: Lil Durk does not take any form of disrespect, especially if directed at his fallen friend kingvon. This is true because one of the wildest Lil Durk's moments captured on camera was still regarding kingvon. However, this time around the incident was connected to the death of kingvon, which everyone on the street knew Lil Durk was deeply affected by. In a shocking turn of events, surveillance footage captured the moment Quando Rondo's camp was attacked on the street in broad daylight, killing his cousin Lil Pap. According to news reports, at 5:30 on a Friday evening, after a car which Quando Rondo and his cousin were passengers of filled up its tank at a mobile gas station when multiple cars pulled up and started letting out shots at the rapper's SUV, killing the rapper's cousin Lil Pap. Investigators later revealed that the fatal incident was an attempted murder of Quando Rondo, but unfortunately his brother took the bullets. In a shocking turn of events, very late in the investigation, investigators uncovered that the shooting, which was captured on camera, was ordered by Chicago rapper Lil Durk as retaliation for kingvon's death. Recently, an affidavit filed in federal court, based on testimony by FBI agent Sarah Corcoran, states Lil Durk had placed a bounty on Quando Rondo's life, citing unnamed witnesses, and that flight tickets purchased to carry out the murder for hire were made with credit cards linked to Lil Durk and only the family. As soon as the news hit the internet, word on the street was Lil Durk was caught sliding for kingvon. However, to be honest, this incident was not a surprising move to anyone who knows the connection between kingvon and Lil Durk. Everyone knew Lil Durk was planning to slide for vow. The question was when a Reddit user stated Quando Rondo later said in an interview that he is aware that he is a target in light of his connection to kingvon's death. He noted that he is prepared to deal with the consequence that comes with that life. Well, apparently, even Quando Rondo knew that Lil Durk was not going to let kingvon's untimely death go without the bodies of those responsible for his murder going underground. Unfortunately, the desire to slide for vow has landed kingvon in federal custody, where everything else is a threat to Lil Durk's freedom, life, and rap career, as feds have arrested Lil Durk in connection to a murder for H-plot believed to be an attempted murder on Quando Rondo. The consequences of wild moments. The industry was startled by the news that rapper Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, was arrested and is facing a federal charge for an alleged murder for hire plot connected to the death of Lil Pio, Quando Rondo's cousin. I know that you are beginning to connect the dots, but hold on, let me explain something for you real quick. Lil Durk's arrest comes after federal prosecutors in California indicted 5 individuals believed to be members of Lil Durk's Only the Family OTF crew. The charges claimed these men arranged to travel across state lines to carry out the alleged attack against Quando Rondo's circle in 2022. Here is the gist. Federal agents swooped in and arrested 5 men in connection to the August 2022 shooting in Los Angeles that killed Quando Rondo's cousin, and they're being charged with conspiracy to murder for hire and retaliation for kingvon's death. Apparently, as it turned out, it appears the feds have been looking for a substantial link connecting the big fish Lil Durk to the murder for hire charge labeled on his affiliates. Somehow the feds knew the crime was a continuation of the tragic events that unfolded in 2020 at the premises of Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, which led to the death of Lil Durk's bestie kingvon. Now, I think the feds need no informant to tell them that if it concerns kingvon's death, Lil Durk definitely called the shots. I think the feds only needed someone to implicate him, providing substantial evidence of Lil Durk's involvement in the retaliation attack. Yes, we can say that OTF Jam is that person, and because Jam is a close circle affiliate of Lil Durk, there would be no limit to the range of information the feds have gathered from Jam's wiretap body. It's no wonder as soon as the feds got what they wanted, Lil Durk was hit with the most devastating events of his career.
Durk has been locked up in Broward County Jail. He's there right now. This is his... Yes, Broward. He's in Florida. I got the whole thing on. Look on my stream. I got it. Oh my God, bro.
As expected, DJ Academics was among the first people to break the news of Durk's arrest to the industry. After making a video about the situation, he tweeted, "Breaking: Lil Durk has been arrested by U.S. Marshals and held in Broward County Correctional Facility until he's extradited to California for his federal charge. Is charged as murder for hire for the death of Quando Rondo's cousin LP. According to reports, Lil Durk was arrested by U.S. Marshals on Thursday and is currently being held in the Broward County Correctional Facility. In Florida, police records show the 32-year-old rapper is being detained without the option of bail and awaits extradition to California to face federal charges. His mugshot has been released. Here is the backstory. Lil Durk founded the label Only the Family OTF in 2010. He claims that OTF is not a gang. After federal charges were filed against 5 men associated with OTF on October 17th, alleging they tried to kill Rondo in 2022 for his alleged involvement in the 2020 shooting death of rapper kingvon. The men named in the suit are Kevin London Grant, DeAndre Dantrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Asa Houston. Although Lil Durk was not named as a defendant in the October 17 suit, his arrest by federal agents has been confirmed to be connected to the murder for hire charge. The indictment charged 5 people for the murder of Lot, but it gets deeper than that. Check this out.
Charges include conspiracy to murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and the use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death.
Interesting times are ahead because the indictment points to a well-coordinated plan involving alleged OT affiliates who reportedly placed a bounty on Quando Rondo. Instead, his cousin LPO was killed. Allegedly, members of OTF used a credit card linked to the record label to purchase plane tickets, enabling them to travel from Chicago to California after learning Quando Rondo's location. Now let's connect some dots. The 5 men named in the federal indictment are accused of carrying out the shooting as part of a larger scheme involving alleged OTF gang activity. The indictment suggests these men intended to retaliate against Quando Rondo, whom they reportedly believe to be connected to the tragic death of rapper kingvon in 2020. In the complaint that was unsealed last Friday, prosecutors established their case against Lil Durk and his label, accusing only the family of being not just a music organization, but also a hybrid organization that doubles as a criminal enterprise that has committed evil and vile things at the direction of banks. Durk is referred to as Banks. In the indictment, prosecutors alleged that one of those criminal activities was the 2020 attempted murder of rapper Quando Rondo, allegedly plotted in retaliation for the 2020, the killing of rapper kingvon, Lil Durk's friend. Interestingly, both the new charges and the previous indictment alleged that the 5 men were behind the 2022 shooting that took Quando Rondo's cousin. But in the latest charges, prosecutors directly accused Lil Durk of ordering the 2022 shooting, saying it was retaliation for a 2020 Atlanta shooting in which a Rondo associates allegedly shot and killed kingvon. Prosecutors claimed that at the time of the murder, TB had a public feud with Banks. The feud stemmed from a No. 6 2020 murder, wherein associates of TB shot and killed an OTF rapper named Devin Bennett. aka King Von Bennett, was a member of OTF and Banks' close friend, they added. The latest filing also alleged that Lil Durk was planning to vacate the country when he was arrested. It was reported that following the arrest of 5 OTF members, prosecutors received notification that Lil Durk had secured commercial flights to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Switzerland. Unfortunately, he never boarded either. The FBI allegedly got information that Lil Durk booked passage on a private jet to Italy, where he was arrested. Just before hopping on the flight, it appears only the family is on the path to Rico again. In a not-so-shocking turn of events, the new filing appears to implicate OTF as an organization. According to the indictment, Co-Conspirator 1 would place a bounty on individuals that Co-Conspirator 1 and other OTF members wanted to kill, including TB. Quando Rondo is referred to as TB. It proceeds to allege that as part of the bounty, co-conspirators known and unknown, including defendant Wilson, would pay anyone who took part in the killing of TB and or reward individuals with lucrative music opportunities with OTF. Oh no dude, Lil Durk is so cooked. I think Lil Durk is referenced in the indictment as co-conspirator 3. Check this out. Using a credit card associated with OTF, co-conspirator 3 would purchase airline tickets for the co-conspirators to fly to California and murder TB. Prosecutors say the same credit card was used to book hotel accommodations for the Azants, and the card was allegedly issued under a bank account that listed Durk's one-time manager as an owner. It was also reported that another credit card was issued under the same account to Lil Durk's father. But then how did the plan go? Well, according to the reports, it went south. The indictment confirms that defendant Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 would fire multiple shots at TB, killing Azar, who was a passenger in TB's vehicle. If you have been following this gist, then you need no interpreter to tell you that SR is Lua. Now, if you remember, after the attack on Quando Rondo's camp, killing El Pap, word on the street was someone snitched on Rondo's location. The street is never wrong, because according to the indictment over Act No. 2 on August 18, 2022, one or more conspirators, including co-conspirator 4, learned that TB was visiting California and staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. So the big question now is who snitched? But before you go beating yourself over that puzzle, let's look at how the indictment described the tragic events of the day. According to the feds, the killer squad, using 2 cars, including one without a registered license plate, worked in tandem to track stock and attempt to murder TB at a gas station located in Los Angeles. During the attack, the conspirators allegedly fired at least 18 rounds at TB's vehicle, several of which hit and killed LP after the deed was done. Prosecutors reported that the killer squad later assembled at a restaurant where they scrambled payment for the attack and then made one last mistake at dawn. They allegedly used the same OTF Link credit card to obtain flight tickets to Chicago. One more thing, take a look at how the indictment connected the crime to the 2020 murder of King.
Here it is. It says, the charges mark the latest fallout from the high-profile killing of King Von. They connecting it. They connecting dots.
What this means is that prosecutors have reasons to believe the case has deeper roots in a long-standing conflict. The altercation between Quando Rondo's crew and King Von in 2020 ended with Von's tragic death in Atlanta, fueling a wave of tension between Rondo's camp and Vonzo. TF Associates, this newly revealed murder for hire plot is believed to be a continuation of the retaliation following Von's death. Here's the thing, when I was researching this case, I came across a comment from a user that was significant for its subtle observation. It's truly unfortunate that all this mess is happening because of an ego-filled fistfight that happened in 2020. And it's even pathetic to see that what is left of that unfortunate occurrence is nothing but a bowl of consequences that Durk might live with for the rest of his life. The evil twin Von and Durk L. Durk, legally known as Durk, Derek Banks, was born on the 19th of October 1992 and grew up in the Englewood neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. The area was notorious for its high crime rates and gang activity. Shaping much of Durk's early experiences, he faced numerous challenges growing up, including the incarceration of His father, when he was just 7 months old, it was hardships like this that fueled his rise from the slums of Chicago to the top of the industry chain. His passion for music also gave him an escape from the harsh realities of his environment. On the other hand, Kingvon, born Devin DeCoin Bennett on the 19th of August 1994, hails from the notorious O Block area of Chicago. O Block, named after a fallen member of the local gang, is one of the most dangerous hoods in the city. Just like Lil Durk, Von's upbringing was equally marked by violence and adversity. He lost several close friends to street violence and had multiple encounters with the law from a young age. Despite these challenges, V's charisma and storytelling distinguished him from his peers, giving him the spotlight of a local rapper. Durk, already an established figure in the Chicago rap scene, saw potential in the young and hungry Von. Durk took V under his wing, offering guidance and support as V navigated the complexities of the music industry. Their friendship, although rooted in music, was more about survival and loyalty. Both artists understood the importance of having someone they could trust in an environment where trust is scarce. This mutual understanding and respect laid the foundation for a friendship that would go on to impact their lives and careers in diverse ways. Take a look at what Lil Durk said about his friend V at the Breakfast Club. He got whole story behind him. Know what I'm saying? He from old block, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's just speak for himself, nah. But no, I'm saying he just real. No, I'm saying his music, I'm just a real with him. I'm saying it's my brother twin. As their friendship deepened, Lil Durk signed Kingvon to his label Only the Family OTF, marking a significant milestone as the beginning of their professional collaboration. Shortly after, Kingvon's debut mixtape, Grandson B1, released in 2019, featured 2 tracks with Durk, Crazy Story 2.0 in and Twin End. The mixtape was a commercial success, and V's storytelling prowess quickly garnered a dedicated fan base and also cemented the connection between the twins.